Top 10 foods you must eat after 50 prevent heart attack and stroke. Greatest fear that haunts women over 50, the fear of a sudden heart attack or a life-altering stroke. What if I told you that the silent risk building inside your arteries isn't the result of just bad luck, but of tiny, everyday errors in your food choices? That stack up for decades? Here is the shocking paradox. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimate that well over 1.28 million cardiovascular events each year could be prevented, not by a new wonder drug or an expensive procedure, but simply by eating the right foods at the right time. But most people, even those who consider themselves health conscious, do not know the crucial distinction. They are eating generically healthy but not strategically healthy for their post-50 body. The human body, especially yours after you have crossed the 50-year milestone, changes profoundly. Your metabolism slows down, inflammation subtly increases, and the once flexible, pristine highways of your blood vessels begin to stiffen and accumulate plaque. If you do not actively adjust your diet to meet these new physiological demands, you are silently accelerating the clock on your heart and your brain. I have spent months reviewing over 130 peer-reviewed studies and the latest guidelines from trusted organizations like the American Heart Association and the European Society of Cardiology to uncover the 10 most essential, scientifically proven foods. These are not just general health tips. These 10 foods are bioactive agents that can not only support heart health but actively reverse the key risk factors: chronic inflammation, high blood pressure, and arterial stiffness. If you are a woman over 50 who is determined to stay vibrant, protect your cognitive clarity, and ensure you have decades of independence ahead of you, this video is your blueprint. Let us start with the first food, a silent, powerful guardian of your gut and your arteries. Food 1: fermented vegetables. The first food is not a complex pill or exotic supplement, but a simple, ancient powerhouse: naturally fermented vegetables. This includes kimchi, traditional unpasteurized sauerkraut, or even fermented carrots and beets. The focus here is on natural fermentation without the destructive heat of pasteurization. It sounds almost too simple that a sour cabbage can protect your heart, but the mechanism is one of the most foundational in modern preventative medicine: the gut-brain-heart connection. After middle age, the delicate balance of your gut microbiome often shifts, favoring less beneficial bacteria. This imbalance, called dysbiosis, is a primary driver of low-grade, systemic inflammation throughout your body. This inflammation is the wrecking ball that damages the inner lining of your blood vessels, the endothelium. When that lining breaks down, it creates sticky patches where oxidized LDL cholesterol readily attaches, triggering the formation of atherosclerotic plaque. This is the starting point for nearly all heart attacks and ischemic strokes. Fermented vegetables are teeming with billions of living, beneficial bacteria. Once ingested, they act as tiny architects, restoring balance to your gut ecosystem. Crucially, these good bacteria produce high levels of short-chain fatty acids, or F.A.S.T, especially butyrate. F.A.S.T are not just good for the gut. They are a direct messenger to your entire cardiovascular system. They are absorbed into the bloodstream, where they have been shown to reduce systemic inflammation, relax blood vessels, slightly a natural form of vasodilation, and significantly improve how your body handles insulin and blood sugar. These multi-targeted actions play a pivotal role in preventing the entire cascade of events that leads to heart attack and stroke. A 2021 meta-analysis published in the journal Hypertension Research pooled data from numerous studies showing that people who consistently consumed fermented foods at least 3 times a week had a 27% lower risk of developing high blood pressure and a 21% lower risk of major coronary events compared to those who did not. This is a monumental reduction achieved simply through food. Furthermore, new research suggests that fermented foods may help mitigate the damaging effects of high sodium intake, a major concern for many older adults, by promoting the kidney's ability to excrete salt, further stabilizing blood pressure. Let me share a truly inspiring case. Mrs. Jeanette, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Vermont, came to me with stage 1 hypertension, borderline high cholesterol, and struggling with persistent bloating. She was hesitant about starting a third medication. We implemented a simple dietary shift: 2 small tablespoons of raw, refrigerated sauerkraut with her lunch every single day. Within just 10 weeks, her blood pressure dropped from 140/87 to 128/75. Her triglycerides improved by over 40 points. But the most important change she noted was this: I no longer wake up at 2 a.m. feeling my heart racing or feeling that deep internal tension. It is like my body has finally found its reset button. Fermented vegetables are not a heroic quick fix. They are consistent foundational therapy. By consuming just 1 to 2 spoonfuls daily, you are actively supporting the internal communication system, the gut-brain-heart axis that dictates the health of your blood vessels. You are stopping the chain of inflammation that begins in your gut and ends in your arteries. Your body does not require massive doses. It needs the right amount of these microbial allies, consistently, food to berries. The second food is a sweet, colorful delight, but it is actually one of nature's most effective brain and heart protectors. Berries. This group encompasses everything from blackberries and raspberries to blueberries and strawberries. They are small, slightly sweet, and incredibly versatile, but their importance transcends mere taste. It lies in their concentrated payload of anthocyanins and polyphenols. These powerful natural pigments are what give berries their deep blue, red, and purple hues, and they function as a formidable natural defense system within your body. Their primary mission is to fight off the harmful elements called free radicals and oxidative stress that constantly seek to damage the tiny, delicate blood vessels in your brain and heart. They are especially crucial for protecting the hundreds of miles of microvasculature that feed your brain, the same vessels susceptible to silent strokes that erode your cognitive function over time. Anthocyanins are particularly effective at improving endothelial function, which is the ability of your blood vessel lining to relax and widen. They achieve this by increasing the bioavailability of nitric oxide, the molecule that signals the arteries to open up and improve blood flow. When your blood vessels are more flexible and responsive, your blood pressure remains lower, and the heart has to work far less hard. A landmark 20-year study conducted by researchers at Harvard Medical School revealed a remarkable finding. Women who consumed at least 3 servings of berries per week had up to a 32% lower risk of heart attack. Furthermore, the polyphenols in berries have been shown to directly cross the blood-brain barrier, improving cerebral blood flow, which translates into tangible cognitive benefits. They help boost working memory, improve executive function, and actively slow down the natural rate of memory decline observed in older adults. Berries literally feed the sharpest parts of your brain. What makes them ideal for the post-50 diet is their favorable glucose profile. They offer sweetness with a low glycemic load compared to many other fruits. This means you can enjoy them without the worry of sudden, sharp blood sugar spikes, a critical concern for women managing prediabetes or metabolic syndrome, as blood sugar volatility is highly damaging to the arterial walls. Consider the story of Mrs. Amelia, a 71-year-old from Arizona who experienced a transient ischemic attack, a mini-stroke. She recovered well, but the fear of recurrence was paralyzing. I advised her to start adding a generous half-cup of mixed berries, particularly blackberries and wild blueberries, to her daily breakfast of flaxseed oatmeal. After just 12 weeks, she reported feeling profoundly clearer mentally. She said, "The fog is gone. I stopped forgetting simple words in the middle of a sentence, and my doctor confirmed both my blood pressure and blood sugar were in a better, tighter range, all without increasing my medication." Berries are more than a snack. They are essential medicine delivered by nature. They provide comprehensive protection for the inside lining of your blood vessels, enhancing the flexibility of your arteries and ensuring robust blood flow to both your myocardial tissue and your brain's critical thinking centers. Aim for at least a half cup daily, rotating different types based on the season. This small, precious gift to your health is one of the easiest habits to adopt. Food 3 avocados. When the subject of fat comes up, many women over 50 still harbor the outdated fear that all fat is inherently bad for the heart. This couldn't be further from the truth. The third food is proof that the right kind of fat is one of the strongest protective agents you can consume: avocados. Avocados are nutritional powerhouses, particularly rich in monounsaturated fat, specifically oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. This type of fat performs a dual action on your lipid profile. It helps to actively lower the harmful low-density lipoprotein, or LDL, cholesterol while simultaneously helping to raise the protective high-density lipoprotein, or HDL, cholesterol. Think of the monounsaturated fats as the sweeping crew for your blood vessels, clearing out debris and preventing the dangerous buildup that eventually restricts flow, a primary cause of major cardiovascular events. But the real secret weapon in the avocado is its exceptionally high potassium content. One medium-sized avocado delivers between 700 and 800 milligrams of potassium, often surpassing the amount found in a standard banana. Potassium is a vital electrolyte that works directly to counterbalance the effects of sodium in the body. It promotes the excretion of excess sodium and critically helps to relax the walls of the blood vessels. This relaxation directly results in a natural, gentle lowering of blood pressure. This blood pressure regulatory effect is paramount for anyone focused on stroke prevention, as hypertension is the single biggest modifiable risk factor for stroke. A large cohort study published in the 2015 Journal of the American Heart Association provided compelling evidence, showing that individuals who frequently consumed avocados had a 20% lower risk of developing heart disease, a benefit directly attributable to its positive effects on both cholesterol and blood pressure metrics. This is definitive proof that embracing the right kind of fat is essential for the aging heart. I vividly recall the case of Mrs. Anna, a 64-year-old patient from California who suffered a minor stroke in 2022. His recovery was his motivation for profound dietary change. He swapped his typical processed breakfast sandwich for a combination of half an avocado, a boiled egg, and a handful of mixed greens. Every morning. In just 6 short weeks, his high morning systolic blood pressure plummeted from 150/95 to a much healthier 128/80. His heart rhythm became more regular, and he reported sleeping more soundly. The avocado was the cornerstone of this shift. The health benefits extend beyond heart. Metrics. Avocados are invaluable for enhancing the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are essential for reducing systemic inflammation and repairing cellular damage. When you combine avocado with a salad of green vegetables or carrots, the monounsaturated fats act as a vehicle, allowing your body to absorb up to 4 times more of the beneficial nutrients that protect against swelling and oxidative harm. If you are seeking a food that is satisfying, easy to incorporate, and has a clear, scientifically documented role in supporting blood vessel health after 50, avocados are a non-negotiable staple. Aim for 1/4 to a half of a medium avocado daily. For maximum allicin release, you must crush the garlic and allow it to rest for 10 to 15 minutes before consuming or cooking. This waiting period activates the enzymes necessary to produce allicin. If you have a sensitive stomach, consume it alongside other food or a little oil to mitigate any discomfort. Just 1 clove daily is a highly effective, affordable intervention in your battle against sudden cardiovascular and cerebrovascular events. Consistency and proper preparation are the non-negotiables. Food 6 leafy greens if you are serious about protecting your heart and brain. The 6th food is a non-negotiable daily staple: leafy greens. It is not by chance that nearly every single evidence-based diet designed to prevent cardiovascular disease, from the Mediterranean diet to the DASH diet, places vegetables at the absolute center. Think spinach, kale, collard greens, romaine lettuce, and arugula. These green powerhouses are exceptionally rich in natural nitrates. This is where the magic happens. Once ingested, these dietary nitrates are converted by the bacteria in your mouth and gut into the life-saving molecule we discussed earlier, nitric oxide. This process is a direct, natural pathway to open up blood vessels, significantly lower blood pressure, and dramatically improve overall blood flow. This is precisely why the daily, consistent consumption of leafy greens can drastically reduce the risk of hypertension, the silent killer responsible for more than 80% of strokes and heart attacks. A vast Australian study that tracked over 50,000 individuals for nearly 23 years found that consuming a mere 60 to 80 grams of leafy greens daily, which is roughly 1 to 2 cups, could lower the chance of major coronary problems by 12 to 26%. The benefits were demonstrable even in individuals who already had a diagnosis of high blood pressure, provided they maintained regular intake. This underscores the therapeutic potential of this food group. Furthermore, leafy greens are packed with powerful antioxidants like lutein, beta-carotene, and vitamin C, which act as a direct shield for the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, defending it against inflammatory damage and oxidative stress. This protective function helps maintain arterial flexibility, prevents plaque adherence, and ensures optimal blood flow to the brain, contributing directly to better cognitive longevity. The story of Mrs. Margaret, a 69-year-old retired librarian from Seattle, highlights this well. She suffered a small stroke after a period of intense heat and dehydration. After her recovery, she immediately incorporated kale into her morning smoothies and swapped her lunchtime white rice for a large spinach and arugula salad. Within 8 weeks, her blood pressure decreased by 14 measurable points, her cholesterol profile improved, and she reported feeling a level of sustained energy and mental focus she had not experienced in over a decade. The key to success is in the quantity and variety. Simply adding a few boiled vegetables to your plate is often insufficient. You need a consistent intake of raw greens in salads, blended greens in smoothies, or lightly steamed greens to preserve their heat-sensitive nutrients. Importantly, always consume your greens with a source of healthy fat, such as olive oil, avocado, or walnuts, to ensure your body can effectively absorb the fat-soluble vitamins and antioxidants they contain. Leafy greens may seem like the most basic advice, but they are the strongest, most non-negotiable foundation for a healthy cardiovascular system. If prevention of heart attack and stroke is your goal, skipping this food group is simply not an option. Food 7 walnuts. You eat greens every day to keep your blood vessels clean. But what if some silent buildup has already occurred? The 7th food doesn't just halt the damage. It may actively help to regress those layers of plaque that have been quietly accumulating for years. This extraordinary food is the walnut. Walnuts are far more than a simple healthy snack. They are a dual-action superfood for both the heart and the brain, making them indispensable for anyone over 50 concerned with serious health problems. They are uniquely rich in the plant-based omega-3 fatty acid, alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. Once consumed, the body partially converts ALA into the more familiar marine omega. X3S, EPA, and DHA. These fats are critically involved in lowering systemic inflammation, a central mechanism that reduces the likelihood of plaque buildup and helps stabilize blood pressure. Crucially, walnuts also contain an exceptional array of polyphenols and vitamin E antioxidants that works synergistically to protect the structural integrity of the endothelial cells lining your arteries. This protection is paramount for older individuals, as the inner lining of blood vessels becomes increasingly vulnerable to damage and oxidative stress over time. Walnuts act like internal scaffolding, reinforcing that critical barrier. A massive prospective cohort study from Harvard University, which followed over 210,000 participants for 20 years, delivered a clear mandate. Individuals who consumed at least 2 servings of walnuts per week lowered their risk of heart disease by 19% and their stroke risk by 13%. This benefit was particularly pronounced among the older cohort who already presented with pre-existing risk factors such as hypertension or mild hypercholesterolemia. Consider the experience of Mr. Richard, a 68-year-old man who began experiencing troubling symptoms, morning dizziness, and a terrifying episode of temporary difficulty speaking. Diagnostic testing confirmed a small, silent ischemic event. He took immediate action, incorporating 5 to 7 whole walnuts into his breakfast, often mixed into Greek yogurt. After just 60 days, his high blood pressure had normalized, dropping from 148/90 down to 130/84. His lipid panel showed significant improvement. Most reassuringly, he experienced no further warning signs throughout the subsequent year. Walnuts are also a cornerstone of cognitive longevity. Research from a randomized controlled trial in Spain showed that older adults who ate walnuts every day demonstrated better focused attention, significantly faster reaction times, and improvements in nonverbal reasoning after 12 months. Walnuts stand out as one of the very few foods offering such comprehensive protection for both the cardiovascular and the central nervous system as we age. You can enjoy them raw, lightly toasted, or mixed into oatmeal, salads, or smoothies. However, portion control is essential. Because walnuts are calorie-dense, a small handful, or about 28 grams daily, is the perfect therapeutic dose. If you seek a single food that protects your arteries while simultaneously sharpening your memory after 60, the walnut is an unparalleled choice. Food 8. Beetroot. If you thought the power of food was limited, the next item will change your mind. It is a common root vegetable that has been scientifically proven to lower blood pressure within hours and naturally turbocharge blood flow to your brain. This powerhouse is beetroot. Beetroot, or beets, is often marginalized in the American diet, yet its profound effects on the cardiovascular system are so significant they rival some mild pharmaceutical interventions. The reason is its spectacular concentration of natural nitrates. As we've discussed, these nitrates convert rapidly into nitric oxide within the body. This process acts as a potent, immediate vasodilator, causing the blood vessels to open up, dramatically enhancing blood flow and reducing the hydraulic pressure exerted on the heart. For individuals over 50 whose arteries have begun to stiffen, this vasodilation effect is critical. A pivotal study from Queen Mary University in London demonstrated that consuming beetroot juice could lower blood pressure in a strikingly rapid time frame, sometimes as quickly as 3 to 6 hours post-consumption. The systolic or top number of the blood pressure reading can drop by 8 to 10 millimeters of mercury mmHg, a magnitude of reduction comparable to a maintenance dose of some mild blood pressure medications and critically without any adverse side effects. This makes beetroot a valuable tool for acutely managing sudden blood pressure spikes. Beetroot also contains betalains, the natural red-purple pigments that function as exceptionally strong antioxidants and anti-inflammatory agents. Additionally, beets are an excellent source of folate, a B vitamin that plays a vital role in regulating the blood levels of homocysteine. High levels of homocysteine have been consistently linked to increased risk of both stroke and major coronary events. By helping to manage homocysteine, beets offer another layer of vascular protection. I recently followed the progress of Mrs. Evelyn, a 68-year-old patient in California who was managing her hypertension with 2 prescription medications. Her doctor, in consultation with our team, agreed to a trial of dietary enhancement. She began incorporating 6 ounces of fresh beet juice into her breakfast routine daily. Within 4 weeks, her blood pressure was consistently stable, allowing her primary care doctor to slowly reduce the dosage of one of her medications. She reported feeling a noticeable increase in mental energy, stating she no longer felt the dizzy spells when rising quickly, a common sign of better blood pressure regulation and cerebral blood flow. You can juice fresh beets, steam them lightly, or consume them in a powdered form mixed with water. Mixing beet juice with a milder fruit like apple or carrot can significantly improve the taste. Be aware that consuming beets may cause harmless discoloration of urine or stool. This is normal and should not be a cause for alarm. With its proven ability to quickly enhance blood pressure, boost cerebral circulation, and combat inflammation, beetroot demands a regular place in your weekly meal plan if you are truly serious about preventing heart attack and stroke. Food 9. Sweet potato. Beetroot offers rapid pressure reduction, but the 9th food addresses a deeper, more insidious threat: blood sugar dysregulation, the root of both arterial damage and chronic inflammation. This is the simple yet profound sweet potato. For years, sweet potatoes were misunderstood, unfairly grouped with high-starch, refined carbohydrates that are detrimental to heart health. The truth, confirmed by extensive nutritional science, is that this root vegetable, when prepared correctly, is an extraordinary tool for stabilizing blood sugar, quenching systemic inflammation, and fortifying your blood vessel walls. Sweet potatoes possess a significantly lower glycemic index and a higher fiber content compared to white potatoes or white rice. Thanks to this high fiber and a type of beneficial starch, they slow down the rate at which glucose enters the bloodstream. This promotes stable insulin levels, dramatically reducing the sugar roller coaster effect that places immense stress on the heart and the fragile lining of the arteries. This is especially vital for women over 50 who are grappling with insulin resistance or early-stage type 2 diabetes. A rigorous study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that middle-aged adults who consumed sweet potatoes at least 3 times a week demonstrated 17% better insulin sensitivity and 13% lower fasting blood sugar compared to the control group. This indicates its powerful metabolic benefits. Sweet potatoes are also overflowing with beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A. This vitamin is essential for fighting the damaging free radicals that attack the endothelial cells and helps to calm long-term, low-grade inflammation. Additionally, they provide a valuable source of potassium, contributing about 12% of your daily requirement per medium potato, further assisting in blood pressure management. The purple sweet potato offers an extra therapeutic edge. Its deep color comes from a special class of anthocyanins. These pigments have been proven to block the harmful inflammatory signals in the body, specifically targeting markers like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, which are often elevated in patients with clogged arteries or those who have suffered a stroke. A seminal study from Louisiana State University revealed that adding purple sweet potatoes to the daily diet for 8 weeks led to profound improvements in insulin handling, a significant reduction in body-wide inflammation, and marked improvements in blood lipid profiles, with bad cholesterol dropping by 15% and triglycerides by 18%. Donna, a 63-year-old accountant, shared her personal success story. She often felt a profound energy crash after her lunch of white rice or bread. After replacing these with baked sweet potato and concurrently reducing other refined carbohydrates, she reported feeling consistently lighter, more focused, and her blood pressure readings became notably steadier. The unexpected bonus? She lost 3 kilograms without following a restrictive or stressful diet. The best preparation methods are steaming or baking. Always avoid frying or consuming them with large amounts of butter or excessive sugary toppings. Sweet potatoes are not just a healthy source of complex energy. They are a validated, trusted partner for anyone over 50 who seeks to prevent heart attack and stroke by addressing the foundational issue of metabolic health. Food 10 Ginger. Prepare for the final food. It may seem like just a simple spice, but it is actually a natural, powerful shield for your blood vessels, proven to extinguish the silent inflammatory fires that rage inside your bloodstream. Ginger. Ginger is a universal spice, yet very few appreciate its potent cardioprotective qualities, especially its role in the prevention of stroke and heart attack in older adults. The primary bioactive component is gingerol, which is responsible for its characteristic strong, spicy flavor and its therapeutic benefits. Gingerol is an extremely effective anti-inflammatory and antioxidant agent. It helps to keep blood moving smoothly by gently relaxing the blood vessels and reducing blood viscosity or stickiness. This dual action lowers the probability of clot formation within the arteries, offering a significant layer of protection against sudden cardiovascular and cerebrovascular events. A large 2020 epidemiological study published in the Journal of Nutrition, which followed over 4,600 adults in China, found that consistent daily consumption of ginger was associated with a 13% lower risk of heart problems compared to non-consumers. This association is statistically profound. Furthermore, ginger is a champion for improving lipid profiles, specifically reducing low-density lipoprotein LDL, the bad cholesterol, and lowering triglycerides, particularly in individuals with a diet higher in unhealthy fats. A clinical trial in Iran showed that participants taking 2 grams of ginger powder daily for 12 weeks lowered their triglycerides by 17% and their LDL cholesterol by 8%. That is not the full picture. Ginger also contributes to lower blood pressure by inhibiting an enzyme pathway in the body, the angiotensin-converting enzyme, or ACE, working in a similar manner to a common class of blood pressure drugs. For those over 50, this means a gentle, natural reduction in the workload on the heart, significantly aiding in the prevention of sudden stroke. Mr. Arthur, a 71-year-old from Arizona, is a clear example of its efficacy. Following a minor stroke, his doctor warned him of a high risk of recurrence. Alongside his medical adjustments, he began drinking a robust tea of freshly sliced ginger every morning, drastically reduced his sodium intake, and increased his vegetable consumption. 6 months later, his blood tests showed markedly lower CRP reactive protein, a marker of inflammation, a healthier lipid profile, and a complete absence of any recurrent stroke warning signs. Ginger can be consumed fresh, thinly sliced in tea, grated into smoothies, or crushed into savory soups and stews. If you require a consistent, measurable dose, powdered or capsule form is an option. However, do not exceed 4 grams per day. And as always, if you are currently taking prescription blood-thinning medication, you must consult your physician before integrating regular, high doses of ginger into your diet. Ginger perfectly embodies the principle of simple is best. In the sophisticated world of cardiovascular prevention, sometimes just a small daily piece of ginger can make the most profound and tangible difference. If you have watched this far, you have armed yourself with the knowledge of 10 powerful natural foods that can actively help prevent heart attack and stroke. Each one offers a unique, scientifically validated mechanism to protect your body by cleaning your blood vessels, extinguishing inflammation, stabilizing blood pressure, supporting memory, and slowing down the cellular aging of your brain. But here is the most important lesson of all. The key is not in memorizing every detail or eating all 10 foods every single day. The true power lies in consistency and habit formation. I want you to choose at least 3 to 5 of these foods that genuinely appeal to you and find a simple, permanent way to integrate them into your daily rhythm. For example, you could start your day with a warm cup of ginger tea or a small glass of beet juice. Your breakfast could feature oatmeal topped with walnuts and mixed berries. Lunch is the perfect opportunity for a massive salad of leafy greens dressed with olive oil and a few slices of avocado. Dinner can be simpler. Simply crush a clove of raw garlic into your salad dressing or it with your favorite steamed vegetables. And if you need an afternoon energy boost, those 2 squares of high cacao dark chocolate will nourish your blood vessels while lifting your spirits. Do not treat this food list like a restrictive medical prescription. Treat it like a partnership. Every single healthy choice you make today is a down payment on your long-term health, securing a future of 10 or 20 more years of vibrant independence. For every woman over 50, this is not optional. It is essential. If you have a history of mini-stroke, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or if you simply want to ensure you live longer and feel better than ever, your journey begins now with these simple, proven foods. No complicated plans or stressful, fad diets are required, just steady, consistent action on the right path you now possess. The next step is to transform that knowledge into action. Start with your very next meal. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button right now so YouTube knows you care deeply about your heart health after 50. And do not forget to hit subscribe and the little bell icon so you will not miss easy-to-follow health tips like this every week from our channel. In the comments section below, share which food you are already using or which new food you plan to add to protect your heart and brain. Your personal experience might be the one piece of information that helps someone else who is facing the same challenges you have already overcome. And if you do not know where to begin, just leave a comment saying, "I am ready." And I will personally pin a simple, actionable meal combination you can start using tomorrow.